And welcome back to Best Quote. So, in this episode, I'll be talking about a quote by Jim Vernier. Jim Vernier said, envy comes from people's ignorance of or lack of belief in their own gifts. Now, when I saw this quote, I was like, wow, for real. Because if you look at it, if you think about it, you'll see that when people envy, what is actually the cause of that? The cause of it is that either they don't know as much as they themselves can actually perform, or what gift that is embedded in them. They don't actually know, or they don't believe that they have it. So when they see someone else exhibiting that, they are fraught. They are kind of not happy because that person is shining, that person is achieving so much, that person is growing. The person is doing so much that people like the person and are following them, maybe like on social media and all of that, without knowing that they themselves also have that capacity. When you actually stay true to yourself, which is being original, when you are not trying to fake anything, trying to form something that you are not, but rather you are living as you will want to live. We are living intentionally and not trying to mimic anybody or cover anything or polish something. No, when you put out your true self, people tend to connect with it. So when people are not getting that kind of connection, when people are not getting that kind of growth, it might be as a result of them not actually being authentic. Now, I'm not saying that that is the only reason why, but I'm saying a lot of time that could be the reason why. So when people are not putting so much good about themselves out there, it becomes difficult for others to value them, to like them, to follow them, to love them, and to show them appreciation like they will show someone that is doing the opposite. So when someone is envying someone, it's because they're actually ignorant that they themselves as well have that gift. They also have that potential to get that kind of love that person is getting from others. They also have that gift to become as successful as the other person that they are envying. So, but as soon as they understand that, as soon as they get clarity, they understand that I can also do that, I can also be this person, then I think that envy of a thing disappears. We've seen guys come up like, let's say, artists. There was this guy that came up one time on Twitter. He started making music, and back in the days, maybe like a few years ago, he wasn't actually making music, but he was criticizing those that were making music. It was kind of, envy of them or something. So, but for him now, eventually, he's now a musician himself. He's dropped a couple of songs that are actually very good. But what happens is that people actually went back. You know how people do on Twitter? When something happened, they go and dig back your past, check out things that you've done in the past that they can use to hurt you. They don't really care much. A lot of keypad warriors are on Twitter that don't really care about your feelings. Whatever thing that they can do to get the clout, whatever thing that they can do to get likes and retweet, they are going to do it. So if they see a way to bring you down, you better believe that they will follow that path. So some guys went and dug out some things about this guy and said back in the days, he was actually very critical, trying to pull down other artists. So now he has also become an artist himself. He's also doing music and he's expecting love from people. And they say, no, we're not going to give you that love. They're going to give you the same thing you gave to the other guy. So, but what they now did was they went and screenshotted that particular tweet, and people were sharing it, retweeting it, and talking about the same guy, tagging him and telling him, guys, see what you did back then. See what you did. You think we've forgotten? So right now, you're also doing the same thing. So what I actually say is that what made that guy do that back in the days was that he didn't even know he had the gift. He didn't know that he was going to go into music, because that's what he said. He didn't even know that he was going to go into music. But eventually, he saw that the music thing kept pulling. I said, okay, let me just give this a shot. And then now, that guy is, the guy is going very, very fast. But what this goes to show is that sometimes people envy things that they don't know that they themselves can actually have. And envy comes from a place of lack, limited vision. When you don't have abundance mindset, you tend to envy those that have a lot. You tend to envy those that have gained a lot, without knowing that if you put in as much as they have, you can actually get that. Everything is available for everybody. Anything someone else has is available to you as well. The only question is, are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to put in the energy? Are you willing to put in the learning? Are you ready to go through the pain to learn? And of course, the energy and the resources to make it happen for yourself. Because if you are, I guarantee you'll get it as well. Just like this guy now, eventually he found out that, I can also do this thing that this guy is in. So there is no need me criticizing this guy. Rather, I should also put in my energy and see what I can put out. And it has to be to his own advantage, because if that guy is not that good, If someone is not that good, if you're envying someone and criticizing them that they are not good, then that should be a ready market for you to take over. And that is why when I see people talking about companies that are not doing well, talking about businesses, criticizing people for their business, I feel like, wow, you're actually wasting an opportunity here. Because if you actually know and believe that that business is not doing well, if you know that that person is not doing well, that person is mediocre, then what are you waiting for? That is a clear indication that you can actually come into the market. Competitions are built on that. I mean, people have built successful businesses because they thought the other person wasn't doing great. And they came up with a good brand and they overtook the market. Look at what happened to, I think, Lamborghini and Ferrari. Ferrari actually was there doing great. And then Lamborghini bought one of the car and they complained about certain things. But Ferrari downplayed him and said, what do you know about race car? No, downplaying this idea and suggestion. And Lamborghini said, okay, if you will say that, I'm going to show you that I can also do something like that. And Lamborghini went back and built his own car. And for years, he kept beating Ferrari in the racing ground. I mean, he's beating Ferrari for so long. And when you look at it now, you say, wow, this is actually what people should be doing. When something doesn't seem right to you, when you don't like someone's idea, when you think someone is doing bad in an idea or something, of course, you can criticize them positively, try to help them to understand that, okay, maybe you can do this thing fine or better. But if they fail to take it, you don't have to envy them. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to talk bad about them. Rather, you go produce your own. You go create your own and outshine them. Maybe by then they will understand, whoa, what this guy was actually saying is actually correct. So maybe they should adjust their ways. I think that's a better way to tackle people you don't like, or tackle creations or businesses or ideas that don't gel with you, rather than sitting down and envying. Because when you're envying, it means you are living in a sad mode. It means you're actually affecting yourself mentally. It's mentally draining to envy, because envy doesn't just come on its own. Hate follows it. And every other bad energy, bad thoughts follows it. And that is going to continue to drain and hold you down and prevent you from actually reaching your own potentials. But rather than envy, create. Rather than envy, build. Rather than envy, set out to also make your own product. If you think whatever person is doing is bad, and if you think someone is more famous than you, and that is bringing about envy, which is the most part that people get envied for. When people have this fame, maybe they have a lot of followers online, they have very big subscribers on YouTube or something like that, and other people just envy them and hate them for no reason, just because they feel this guy is mediocre, this guy is not even doing enough, this guy is not even speaking well, this guy doesn't even look nice. I mean, this lady is not even that beautiful. Why are so many people following them? That envy builds up without knowing that if you think that person is not looking nice, if you think the lady is not that beautiful, that's an opportunity for you. If you think you're much more finer than her, then start doing your own shit. And people will find out. The market is going to decide. That's just the truth. The market is going to decide. If you are better, people are going to flock to you. And we've heard this over and over. Don't dull your shine for someone else. If you are good, people are going to follow you. If that person is good, someone is going to follow them. So there is enough people on the planet to follow you, to like you, to subscribe to your channel, to subscribe to whatever thing you're selling, to buy from you or whatever. There are enough people on the planet to love you. So don't hate when others are being loved. You go do your own. You're going to get your own portion of the love. That is what I got about this quote. Let me know what you think about it. Thank you for watching. And if you're listening to this on podcast, I really appreciate it. I also have it on YouTube. Please do check it out and like and subscribe.